Hello there, welcome to a Star Wars channel that actually likes Star Wars. Let's talk about The Mandalorian Season 4. Now, there's a lot of talk recently, a lot of rumours out there about The Mandalorian Season 4 being turned into a movie, and I don't necessarily buy it. To me, it just doesn't quite make sense. I feel like this rumour could end up true, I'm not saying never say never, but there's just something about it that just doesn't quite add up to me. I feel like it comes from the fact that, we know that Dave Filoni is doing a movie at some point set in the quote-unquote Mandoverse, and this was one of the 3 movies that was announced this year at Star Wars Celebration. Katie Sackhoff and Brendan Wayne have sort of hinted at Season 4 already getting ready to go kind of thing in posts, kind of. I just don't see it happening. I don't know. I just cannot get behind this rumour. Now, yeah, the strikes threw a spanner in the works for a lot of plans all over the industry, and Star Wars is no different, but I just can't get behind the next move that would be to turn Mando Season 4, the most popular Star Wars show on Disney+, and say, oh no, you have to go to the movies for the next one. For the next part of the story, you have to go to the movies. I just don't buy it. Obviously, I have nothing to back this up, but I've just seen people saying, oh, Mando Season 4 is going to be a movie as if it's a fact, as if it's confirmed, and it's not. It's not a fact, it's not confirmed, and it's not official, at least of right now on Wednesday, December 13th, 2023. I could be wrong in the very near future, who knows, but as of right now, Mando Season 4 is not a movie. So I'm just going to assume as of right now that The Mandalorian Season 4 will go ahead as normal, as it's 8 episodes, and talk about what I think the season could be or what it should be. Now, unpopular opinion, apparently, but I actually really liked Season 3 of The Mandalorian. I know it's quite unpopular, but I really liked it. I liked that it opened up the world a lot more, and it really delved into the Mandalorian culture, the retaking of Mandalore, the Children of the Watch, and how it reframed that entire group. I loved the episode on Coruscant, focused on Pershing and Elia Kane. I love the Shadow Council being introduced. I really did have an absolute blast this season. Sure, there were some weaker episodes here and there, but on the whole, I really enjoyed it. But at the end of it, you've got Din Djarin and Grogu sort of chilling out on their little property on Navarro. So where does the show go from there? From that point, how do you go into Season 4? I think it would be a good chance to have a little bit of like a soft reset, a back to basics, if you will. You follow Din and Grogu for a little bit working as these sort of freelance bounty hunters for the New Republic. You have them hunt down, Imperials on the run. You have an episode where Din Djarin is after a bounty and you have another bounty hunter going after the same target. So it's like a competition between the two of them, who's going to get them first. But you could make that other bounty hunter anyone. You could have them be someone like Bosk or Dengar or Embo or something. I think that would be really fun, and it's just one of those things to bring other characters in and fill it out more. I just think that would be really fun. Obviously, you can't have the whole season, or even the whole show, in my opinion, be about bounty hunting, because I just think it would get stale really quickly as the show goes on. Like, you have to keep upping the ante with each new bounty. It's kind of like how in Supernatural, the longer that show went on, the more ridiculous it got each time. Like, oh, you defeated the devil, but now here's the super devil, it just, yeah. As for the overarching story, I don't really know where it's going to go or what it's going to be. I certainly don't want them to leave all the Mandalore and bo-katan stuff behind. I really want that stuff to keep going, but I'm not sure of the angle that they could take going forward with it. I would like to see the politics of that situation, of how does Mandalore, now that it is back under the control of Mandalorians, how does it reintegrate itself into the galaxy? Does it try and join up with the New Republic and the galaxy at large, or does it remain independent and sort of cut off from everyone else again? What does Bo-Katan do now that she has the rule that she so desperately wanted? That's something I really want to see how it plays out. And obviously The Mandalorian has been doing a lot of groundwork as well with showing the ineptitude of the New Republic. Ahsoka touched on this as well, and just how easily the Imperial remnants are able to undermine them and operate in the shadows, which of course will lead right into the birth of the First Order and eventually the sequel trilogy. I don't know if we're going to see Moff Gideon again, but I feel like if we are doing a whole cloning thing in the last season, which of course is going to be another nod to Snoke and Palpatine, I feel like we probably haven't seen the last of him. I feel like if we're going to clone the main villain of the first 3 series, and then take him all out immediately. I feel like there's got to be a clone out there that's still running around or that survived on Mandalore. But if he does return, I would want him to have a bigger presence than he had in Season 3 from the get-go in Season 4. Make him be an actual season-long villain and even given a whole episode from his perspective and see what he gets up to. I think it'll also be interesting to see whether or not Season 4 will start to converge with the other shows in the quote-unquote Mandoverse. I hate calling it that. I gotta think of a new name. If it's going to converge with the other shows, or if that will just be for the Filoni movie. Because by the time Season 4 comes out, we'll already have had Skeleton Crew by that point, and we already know that Vane from Season 3 is going to be appearing in that show. So I wonder if it will reconnect with other shows like the Book of Boba Fett and Ahsoka by that point, or do you think that'll be held off until the movie? I'm not so sure yet, but I would like some crossover stuff. But yeah, as loose as all that is, that's kind of what I want The Mandalorian Season 4 to be. A bit more bounty hunting and New Republic shenanigans. I think that could be really fun. I want to see what bo-katan is going to do with Mandalore and seeing more and more of the birth of the First Order right under the nose of the New Republic. Or will it converge with like Thrawn coming back to the galaxy at large? Will that play into Season 4 of Mandalorian at all? And then use that as a springboard into Ahsoka Season 2 further down the line? I don't know, but I'm keen for it. We won't see this until, 2025 probably at the earliest, but it's fun to sort of think about and speculate. But what about you? What do you think Mandalorian Season 4 will be or should be, or do you actually think it's going to be a movie? I just don't think it will. I really don't. But let me know, and as always, may the Force be with you. Always.